the 2019 period were really strong ones, but since then have not managed to place top 4. So UK looking for a bit of return to glory here up against these German roster.
And both of these teams have had quite storied runs through the bracket thus far. We look at the run for Germany. It was really good, opening up with a 5-1 win over Singapore, following it up with a 5-2 win over Norway, a 6-3 win over Russia, before falling to South Korea last week 6-0 in the semis. For the United Kingdom, well, they've made some noise throughout the tournament. They've been the dark horse, taking out Finland 5-0, followed by Chile 5-3, then falling to Australia 6-1, before going on that loser's run last week, 6-4 over the Philippines and 6-5 over Canada. iFlame, they have faced, with the exception of their first matchup, the United Kingdom have faced only top 10 seeded teams and have only lost once.
Yeah, they've certainly proven themselves so far in this tournament, and we'll see if they're able to continue that trend here. And while Germany is the higher seeded team, the scores from last week, Dolan, they tell a different story. Germany had a decent showing on the No Mod 1, but outside of that, really struggled. The UK, meanwhile, had some very impressive scores, getting first place on the DT1, second on that No Mod 1, scoring above Germany. And so Germany is really going to need to find that next gear this week if they want to put up a good fight against the UK. Into the pick bans, though, I think UK have looked incredible on the DT. They're going to be looking towards a lot of those tapping maps. Meanwhile, Germany, traditionally, I feel like they'd prefer some of those aim maps, some of those mechanics maps, but UK looked great on those too last week, the No Mod 1 DT1 especially, and so the picks are a lot harder for Germany. We'll see if they feel forced to go into some of those more control-focused maps that I do think could still be good for them.
Well, Germany winning the roll here, and they will elect to pick second, and the United Kingdom will elect to ban second. So Germany will be kicking off the bans. The United Kingdom will be leading off the picks here, still waiting for that first ban.
DT3 gonna come out. They're banning out the old style DT speed pick in Blue Knight. Very solid ban. I expect very much the No Mod speed map to come out as their second ban, but we'll have to wait for that. UK are going to ban out Stamina themselves, actually, in that No Mod 5. A little bit surprising, and they're going to ban out the aim control hidden map as well. And less surprises there. The UK and Germany have both looked really solid on some of these Hard Rock picks. Notably, both have looked good on Hard Rock 2 throughout the tournament, so I do think quite a few maps could be contested. We could certainly see some early break points, and UK, while I do want to pick DT, that DT1 could be a bit of a bait pick because I feel like Germany could have a solid roster for the 10.49 ready to go.
Poor Okinamo, he is very sad.
He certainly is. 2 of his maps that he would have been in for banned out. We'll see if Okinamo has many left. And they're going to ban out the Hard Rock 2.
That is, I believe, the free mod 2, yeah.
And that's going to be aim control, so quite surprisingly, each team bans out 1 tapping pick and 1 aim control pick. And it just goes to show how much overlap there is between the skill sets of these 2 teams. And now it's up to UK to find the first pick. Do they want to go straight to the DT, or do they look maybe back towards the Hard Rock pool that they looked so good on last week?
We'll have to see. Strategy is the name of the game, especially after that performance from the United Kingdom last weekend. It's been a divisive topic throughout the community, whether they agreed with the strategies or not of the United Kingdom, but they are here. And Germany know the United Kingdom and Bubbleman all too well. They know it's more than just a game in the lobby. It's all about the strategy, and it's going to be No Mod 1 to kick this one off from the United Kingdom.
Last week, UK, second best No Mod 1 score of any team aside from South Korea, who put up that absolutely absurd 3.6 million. And looking to do it again, but this was one of the few maps that Germany did have a strong score on last week. Of course, this is not quite the same map. It is still 200 BPM aim, has some very high spacing jumps, some cross maps, and a couple streams to watch out for, but ultimately it's going to come down to the consistency, and it's a good test of nerves to start these teams off.
Indeed. It's really just a good vibe check here, kind of, from the United Kingdom, a Nomad 1 pick. We're going to test the aim, the overall consistency, and just see where they're at on the day. Always a fair plan, and now here come the star-studded lineups for these countries. We are in the business end of the tournament. These are some big names coming into the lobby. iFlame, WhiteCat, Tim Kackner, Akolibed, surely Bubbleman as well.
Yeah, you have to imagine Bubbleman is going to be in for just about every map, as are WhiteCat and criller for Germany. And I think criller especially is going to need to put in a lot of work here for this German roster. But I do feel like UK are potentially picking into Germany a little bit here. I think had they left this one open for 2, maybe 3 picks, Germany very likely would have looked to pick it themselves at some point. But I imagine they're feeling very confident after last week's performance on the AIM maps, and we have most of our players in, just waiting for one more on Germany.
But, you know, Germany do tend to favor kind of those aim and mechanics-based picks. We've known this in the past about a team like Germany. So if you're the United Kingdom and you're able to maybe take a Nomad 1 off of the board, you know, it's not really going to deter Germany from the aim stuff, but it's not going to make them too eager to run towards it. Because if the UK come out and really perform well in this Nomad 1, well, we might not want to lean directly into aim-based picks here. Who knows? But the UK have picked it for a reason, and here we go, iFlame.
Yeah, and maybe that's part of the strategy. As you said, if the UK do well on this one, all of a sudden the picks become a lot less clear for Germany. We've got a long one to start us off. Fleh, the fill player for Germany this time around. On the UK side, we've got Akoli, Bubbleman, rudj, and Mahmood. Mahmood, a really good showing last week. Threw up some very solid scores for them, and this map takes a little bit to heat up. Lets the players settle into the match before we get into the big jumps here.
And here we go. The European Championship is underway. Australia needs a dancing partner for that last medal on the podium. Which European powerhouse will they get? A rivalry of old renewed as Akolibed finds the first drop.
I expect that we're going to see some pretty big combos. Likely a couple on each side, but Akolibed finds another miss, and Adolan, these two teams, believe it or not, have only faced 3 times, and those were all between 2017 and 2019. It was the UK winning every single time, so Germany yet to beat the UK despite how strong they have been over the past 10 years, and still, a quarter of the way into the map, it's just that one miss from the UK, and Germany off to a very early lead.
And Akolibed finding another miss as well, but Mahmood will also drop, so now it is 4 FCs to 2 in favor of Germany. Into the second third of the map, and the Germans are looking really poised and really comfortable with these accuracies right now. The lowest is Tim Kackner at 99.3.
Well, this was the risk for the UK. You know, Germany have the players to play these kinds of maps. We're into the next big HI section though. Can this German roster hold on? They're not so far ahead that they're infallible here. There's one FC gone,
rudj and
make it
WhiteCat.
2. But yeah, traded back by rudj. Akali drops as well, so despite it being 2 FCs to 2, Germany's have built up a pretty nice cushion for themselves of 150,000 points.
And it's actually still advantage Germany. It's actually 2 FCs to 1 with that drop from rudj. Right there at the end. So still advantage Germany. And now the United Kingdom are going to need to see essentially these misses from criller and Fleh at some point.
Oh, there's Fleh. Very, very tricky. Now it's criller up against Bubbleman, the 2 powerhouses of each team, the best performers pretty much throughout the whole tournament. And there's one last tricky section coming up. If criller misses, UK still have enough time to make a comeback. It is a long enough map, but the support is not really there, so it's all on Bubbleman at this point.
Oh, and there goes rudj and Mahmood, and now, as you said, all on Bubbleman, but that's dependent on a miss from criller here. Into the last quarter, the United Kingdom are running out of time as Germany pull away here, nearing 230,000 points. Fleh goes down, but that's not the miss they need.
And the support completely wiped from the UK. WhiteCat on a nice recovery, and Dolan, we might be seeing a very early breakpoint. UK with a potential mispick. It's not technically over yet, but it would take a complete meltdown from Germany at this point.
Yeah, it's not looking good here. 300,000 points and growing. Criller does find the drop, and here is Bubbleman, but there is no support, and I don't know if there is enough time. That score bar will start to fly back towards center, but again, it's all dependent on Bubble, and I don't even know if he has enough time. And Germany, well, die Blase muss platzen, as they say, iFlame. And die Blase platzt nicht.
I'll have to take your word for that one, Dolan. My German is not quite so good. I'm much better at the language of the UK, and despite them bringing it back, it was too little, too late. A great score.
Look at that
Bubbleman,
score margin, though. It went from it was cut in half by Bubbleman, just not enough time.
And that's a break point. The risk for the UK not paying off, and that's the flip side of the coin, right? You win the No Mod 1. Germany off, but now having lost the No Mod 1, maybe that gives Germany a little bit more confidence to pick some of those other aim maps, looking towards things like the GT1, even things like Hard Rock 1 as well. So we'll see where they go from here.
And Bubbleman and Criller looking so good on that. Bubbleman with the FC and Criller with the 1 miss and 1 100. So both teams' aces are looking pretty good, but it was an overall better team performance from Germany to get that break point. And now, iFlame, as you said, here's the break point. Where do they go to try to consolidate this into a 2-0 advantage?
I'm curious if either team feels like they have the confidence to go towards the rating. Neither team is really known for the rating ability, so I think we might see that one go largely unpicked, which is very unusual, especially at this stage of the tournament. But the interesting thing about this match is that I don't think there's many free points, if any. Maybe you look towards something like the GT2 is definitely the most heavily UK favored map, but otherwise, every single map could go both ways. So I think we're going to see these teams taking a lot of time with most of their picks. And I mean, even now looking at the options for Germany, it feels like they are going to go for one of those Hard Rocks, and the Hard Rock 3 it is. They're opting to 200 BPM streams.
Yeah, they definitely liked what they saw from their team out of that No Mod 1 when they opt into some more precision here into Hard Rock.
This is another much longer map, real test of consistency. The streams are pretty intense on the aim control. If you find a miss early on in the stream, even halfway through, it can be incredibly tough to recover, not because of note lock for once, but just because they're so tricky to aim. But I do think Germany have a good roster for this. Of course, we're going to see Criller and WhiteCat, potentially Yary in the lobby, and I think we're likely to see Fleh again, who had a great run on the No Mod 1 and has been kind of the Phil Hard Rock player for Germany for most of the tournament.
Yeah, they really look good. And now we're going to see new rosters come in. We see the Timer Watchers, Yary and Bubbleman, holding down the forts respectively for their teams. Everybody obviously getting some last-second warm-up on this. It's quite the transition going from a No Mod 1 into, well, this as a Hard Rock 3.
Yeah, it's certainly a pretty jarring one. And we'll see if that pays off for Germans. They would love to start this match off with some good momentum in their favor. And this one, at least on paper, I think a lot of people had as being an incredibly close match. Predictions, I believe 53% in favor of Germany. So a lot of people have this one going the distance. We'll see if that's the case as the rosters do fill in. MALTESER, a player to watch for the UK, has been the key tapping player for UK all tournament long. Had some really impressive scores. Yeah, was 5th. Had the 5th best score on the Hard Rock 1 last week. And while this isn't a name Hard Rock, MALTESER just goes off on these Hard Rock picks, tapping ones especially.
Indeed. Let's hope it's not 100k time, though, as he said in the chat. I think his team's going to need a little more than that out of him, but here we go. Into round number 2. Germany looking to go up by 2.
Yeah, I may eat my words very quickly if MALTESER does get 100k. But if so, that's going to inspire some confidence in Germany, and we do see Fleh along with Tim Kackner. Fleh with a very early miss, as does WhiteCat. UK this time around with a very early, but this is a long map. We've got 3.5 minutes to go. It is towards the end of the map. You're going to start to see the stamina become a factor. Bubble finds the miss as well, and WhiteCat has found yet another one. So a little bit worrying for Germany, but it's a second miss coming out from the UK, and all of a sudden, all is equal through the first section of this map. The map does ease up a little bit as the players kind of sort into the map, so we should see those combos recover. And Criller actually missing on pretty much nothing.
Yeah, and it's WhiteCat, Criller, Bubbleman, and a Kolibed down. It's Fleh, Kackner, Malteser, and rudj holding things down right now as Bubbleman finds yet another miss here. That score bar, though, at center, flying back and forth through the first quarter, and rudj goes down, traded by Criller, but that is going to be advantage Germany. As Tim Kackner, Fleh, and WhiteCat now start to pull away. There go the combos from the United Kingdom. Malteser and a Kolibed were the only ones with combos, and they find the double miss.
Germany is really stepping up right now. They're not willing to let this lead slip away, and the UK, no combo whatsoever to make a comeback. There goes a Kolibed yet again, halfway through this map. While there is time, it is very quickly slipping through their fingers. There's a miss from Fleh, but they need more than that. There's one from WhiteCat as well. Tim Kackner, the last combo to hold. There goes Tim Kackner. It's a full
score
from Germany.
There is a light at the end of the tunnel now for the United Kingdom, but it's going to be a long road back as Bubbleman now drops, and it's only rudj with combo and a Kolibed.
Yeah, they're going to need rudj and a Kolibed to hold on to these combos for a significant portion of the rest of the map, but not going to be the case. We do see misses from rudj. Most of the German players on recoveries, and a Kolibed, the combo that they could not afford to lose, has fallen. The UK just don't have the combos to bring this one back. Yes, there's a quarter of the map to go, but the combos are yet again with Germany. It is Criller, it is Tim Kackner, looking to consolidate this breakpoint and put Germany to a 2-0 lead.
And despite that miss there from Tim Kackner, Criller still holding a 500 as Bubbleman drops. A Kolibed is the largest combo on the side of the UK with 300. It is simply not enough, and there is not enough time. Germany will take a 2-0 lead. Now the question is, can Criller close this out in style? Beautiful recovery.
And it looks like he can. Criller, another strong performance, but that was just a great team performance from Germany. The supporting scores were there, especially impressive score from Tim Kackner, putting up 550k, and just a really solid team score all around. Now, UK, I think it's time to switch threads a little bit, look towards some of those DT picks, notably that DT2. I think the DT1, even though they top scored it last week, is a little bit scary considering it is essentially AR 10.5 this time around, and so I think the DT4, the DT2 are going to be more likely options, and they can't afford to give up another breakpoint. That would be way too much momentum in Germany's favor.
Free Mod 4 is the pick from the United Kingdom.
Man, this map, absolute banger. Monday Mania. This is a very fast aim alt map. It is an incredibly difficult map, but being CS 2.6 does give the Hard Rock players a bit of an easier time. We actually saw Russia overmod with the Hard Rocks in our last match. I'd be slightly surprised to see that be the case here, but is an option. I do think we'll likely just see one hidden, one Hard Rock on each times. I feel like if we are going to see Okinamo in for any map, it would be this one. Has been the go-to hidden player for Germany, and Tim Kackner has frequently been the Hard Rock player, along with Fleh. Meanwhile, for the UK, we've generally seen Schiazzo taking the hidden on the free mods, but not in the lobby as of yet. Mahmood frequently takes the Hard Rock for them. And I think, especially in these later stages, you really want to leave your key players, those are going to be Bubbleman and Tim Kackner, on the no mod if you can, but with Schiazzo not in the lobby, somebody else is going to have to take that hit in.
Have to see how these mods stack up here. Oh, wait, Scoutso checking back in. Maybe just some issues connecting to the lobby, so the UK holding maybe just someone in there just in case. He's going to be a Coley bed checking out, it looks like.
Yeah, no surprises. And I think for Germany, we're just waiting for that core, WhiteCat, criller, and I suspect, no, it's going to be Fleh rather than Okinamo. And maybe it is okay. Okay, there's Okinamo.
You can't keep him out of there. He's like, look, y'all took 2 of my maps out. I'm getting a lick.
Yeah.
You can't keep Okinamo out of this match. This is a rivalry that he is all too familiar with.
Yeah, he might be kept out after this map unless we see another free mod. But I think Okinamo, they're going to look up to put up a solid hidden score. Hidden, definitely the trickier mod on this one. So both teams going to be relying more so on their no mod and hard rock players this time around. But there's another pretty aim-focused map. UK lost the previous aim-focused map, and while this is a very different style, it's certainly not a guarantee.
Oh man, now this has cinema potential written all over it, iFlame. We got Okinamo against Scoutso on Hidden. Fleh against Mahmood on Hard Rock. And contesting it on No Mods is going to be Bubbleman and rudj against Criller and a WhiteCat. A star-studded lineup if we've ever seen one.
Yeah, WhiteCat has already found a miss on the bone slider. Those bone sliders sprinkled throughout the map, they are deceptively easy to miss on apparently based on what we've seen in our previous match and this one so far. We've seen quite a few misses on those. But more importantly, we've got a whole lot of misses. Criller and Bubbleman, of course, the 2 stars, the 2 left holding those full combos. And it's going to be, I think, about the recoveries this time around.
Indeed, it's going to be about that overall team consistency, but these recoveries, as you said, avoiding chain missing and eyes on the hidden players. It's all about having a good launch here, but these are 2 of the very best in the world in Okinamo and Scoutso.
Yeah, and this map doesn't look that difficult, but it is, in my opinion, one of the harder maps in the pool. So we're going to see a lot of misses coming out, especially in the second half of the map. There goes Fleh again, but there goes rudj. Scoutso traded back by Okinamo. United Kingdom are going to continue to push this score lead just barely, but WhiteCat on the recovery are going to be bringing it back, especially. That's a big drop from Mahmood on the hard rock. That was the support the Bubbleman needed, and now is Bubbleman against the world yet again. This is showing a lot of similarities to that no mod 1, and Germany are quickly bringing this one back.
Oh, they were, but not anymore. Despite the combo advantage, Fleh and Okinamo are having a really tough time, and that's preventing Germany from immediately flipping this.
Yeah, the bigger those combos get, the less it's going to matter. Is WhiteCat the biggest combo in the lobby? The question is, can WhiteCat hold? If so, Germany will flip the score, but if not, UK should be able to hold on to their lead. Of course, Criller and Bubbleman are the 2 keys. There goes rudj. UK dropping off some of those supporting combos as well.
7,000. Okay, never mind. It's 14.
Yeah, but it's anyone's game going into this ending. We still have some bone sliders. Fleh missing yet again. Has to find some sort of consistency. There goes Scoutso now. Score flips over to Bubbleman to find the miss.
And it's all over here. It is all over unless Criller and WhiteCat... it's actually over. They've already done enough damage with these combos. That actually just gave the pick over to Germany. The consistency from the German no-mod players in Criller and WhiteCat are going to be the difference maker.
That is a second breakpoint in a row given up for the UK. 3-0. Doesn't seem that bad, but they're in a rough spot. Germany have the next pick, and if they can consolidate another breakpoint, it's going to be very, very tough for UK to make the comeback, especially because the picks have not been working so far. They've tried 2 aim-focused picks and just hasn't worked out.
Wow. It was close until it wasn't. Die Blase geplatzt. Yep, Okinamo. Took the words out of my mouth.
He certainly did.
But it's not a good situation here for the United Kingdom now. That's 2 breakpoints down here. 3-0 Germany. They have the pick. It's not looking good. I mean, obviously this match is not over. It's far from over. We're in a best of 13, so it is first to 7. But not something you can have here, iFlame.
No, and I'm wondering at this point if they do want to opt into something like the hidden one. The Hard Rock one is potentially good as well, that Hard Rock aim. The hidden one, though, incredibly difficult. In my opinion, the hardest map in the pool, and they would be placing a lot of trust in Criller to put up a big carry performance, and hoping that WhiteCat can put up that kind of top supporting score with that high skill cap that we know he has.
It's going to be Nomad 2 here from Germany.
Yep. This one makes a lot of sense as well. Going right back into ult. Very snappy, but does have some tricky aim control to it as well. And this map has an incredibly difficult second half to it. We tend to see a lot of breaks in the second half of this map, and so it's going to be hard to make a comeback in terms of score into the second half if you drop those combos off early. And so far, at least, it has been the UK who have found the slightly early leads, and Germany coming back into the ending, but it's going to be a lot harder to do that on a map like this, Nomad 2.
Seeing some substitutions here on both sides. ZeitFrost checking in for Germany, and HAUNTE checking in for the United Kingdom, their first maps of the match.
Just the alt players subbing in. I think we're likely to see skihuahua come in as the fourth for the UK.
Also, chat, we want to remind you, if you want to support either of these two teams, you can go into the store and get yourself a profile banner for $2.50. And the proceeds go to support the teams of the banner whom you purchase. And it looks cool.
That it does. And if your team wins, you get to keep the banner for a while.
Here we go. The German roster is set. Okinamo, ZeitFrost, WhiteCat, and Criller. We are going to get to see Okinamo again.
Yeah, Okinamo, not as sad as we originally thought. And UK roster, pretty much as expected. skihuahua, HAUNTE, those two kind of alt players filling in for the UK, and skihuahua has looked really solid on the Nomad, especially last week, so player to watch out for there. And of course, so far has been Criller against Bubbleman, but it hasn't really made all that much difference. Criller and Bubbleman have been doing a pretty good job of matching each other within 100, 200k points on all of these maps, and so it's really been down to the supporting combo on either team. We'll see if that continues here, or whether Criller or Bubbleman can put up a big solo carry performance.
Yeah, so far it's just been a slightly overall better team performance for Germany, netting them a 3-0.
This map does take a little bit to pick up, but once we get into the map, it does get very tricky, very quick. Doland will hopefully be back shortly. Regardless, we do have an early miss coming out from Kolibed. At least for the... Oh, welcome back, Doland. It's good to have you.
Yeah, sorry, don't know what that was. My mic just decided to die for a second, but... skihuahua going to be going down with HAUNTE here is going to change things. Germany now pulling away as Bubbleman drops as well. It's a near four-way here for Germany.
And it's just more misses coming out from the UK. I mentioned at the start of this map, the second half is absolutely brutal, so it's going to be very tricky for UK to rebuild these recovery combos. But there go two FCs from Germany, potentially allowing the UK back into it. But the UK need to find the recoveries, and so far it's only HAUNTE on any recovery whatsoever. Criller, Okinamo is still holding strong.
Oh, and there goes the only recovery for the United Kingdom in HAUNTE. It's just Okinamo. And things are looking bleak now.
This second half of the map is so tough to build up big combos. We'll see if anyone can do it so far. Not going to be the case. We immediately see 4 misses, but one of them is okinamo. That was the miss that United Kingdom needed. Even then, they don't have big recoveries, and it's going to take a lot to make up this 300,000 point deficit. Okinamo does find another miss, but they're going to need more than that. UK realistically need to hold on to at least 2 of these combos for likely the rest of the map.
Yeah, they're going to need a monster performance here in the back half of this beat map to take it. They have a chance. Germany has left the door open here, and that score gap has started to shrink. It's down to 260. It's down to 250. Criller missing, trading with the Kolibet and Bubbleman, and okinamo as well. The misses are coming out like crazy, and you see the cursor dances.
Yeah, these patterns are just so incredibly difficult, and it's all on HAUNTE and skihuahua at this point. A miss from either of them would likely spell the end with a quarter of the map to go, but the score is going to go back over. It's continued misses from Germany. HAUNTE does find a miss. It is all on skihuahua now to give UK some kind of hope in this match.
And down goes skihuahua. Did a lot of work, but unfortunately there's still a 200k gap. Chain misses coming out now from ZeitFrost and Criller, traded by skihuahua, Bubbleman, and a Kolibet. It's only HAUNTE now to contend with WhiteCat. As HAUNTE goes down, it looks like this is going to be a 4th point for Germany on the board.
Wow, I'm amazed we actually had 4 players hit that ending pattern. It is brutal, but Germany coming out swinging, 2 consolidated breakpoints, and now it is dire straits for the UK. Expecting this one to be a lot closer, at least out of the gate, but so far it has been coming up all Germany, and I mean, they've just been on fire as a team. Criller, of course, still had the top score, but okinamo 390k as well.
And it is going to be double time 2 picked from the United Kingdom. Going into that skill set, that pool that they dominated so well last week against Canada and the Philippines.
Yeah, I think UK finally accepted that they need to shift gears, spec into some of those tapping picks, and I have to say the early picks were a little bit surprising. I would have assumed that they would have gone from tapping for the start, but they ended up banning out one of the tapping maps, so that's potentially one less pick for them. And while Germany historically has been known as a pretty good speed team, this is not that same German roster. They're a lot more focused this year and last on the mechanics, whereas UK have really stepped up on these speed tapping picks this year, and this is kind of the most heavily favored towards the UK of any map in the pool left, and so I think this is UK's chance at getting a point on the board. And Dolan, to be honest, I think if UK can't get a point now, it might just be Germany running away with it.
Yeah, certainly they need to get some forward momentum going of any kind in this match if they want to get back into the swing of things here. It just, unfortunately, they haven't looked like they've been able to really find their footing as a team in this match. Bubbleman has looked good on some of these maps, but unfortunately, as you noted, those supporting combos have just not been there for the United Kingdom.
If the UK is going to come back, it has to be now. They cannot afford another breakpoint, but they do have the roster for it. Again, MALTESER has been absolutely insane on these tapping picks. Had the top DT3 score last week on that DT tapping. This DT2, though, not 100% tapping, more of a finger control map, but does have quite a few 250 BPM bursts. So if you're not ready for those bursts, you're going to drop a lot of accuracy, potentially get caught out in quite a few places in terms of combo. And so MALTESER going to be the player to watch yet again for the UK.
Yary checking in for their first map of the match for Germany. Early miss here from a Kolibet, traded by Yary.
Yeah, and look at the accuracies already. 91% from Yary, 93% from rudj. and 93 from WhiteCat as well. So we do see 3 misses from the UK, but the accuracy advantage is going to keep things at least close for now. Unfortunately, WhiteCat and okinamo both are on solid full combos, and so 60,000 points early on. Dolan, this is not what we want to see on UK's potentially best pick.
Yeah, this is absolutely disastrous for the United Kingdom. I mean, like you said, though, the one solace is they have the ACK advantage. It's just combo game here from okinamo WhiteCat. If one of those two goes down, that will change things, but it needs to happen soon. Bubbleman's going down. There's no FCs. Wait a minute. This is a disaster for the United Kingdom. They have fallen apart, and they still have 2 full combos on the side of okinamo WhiteCat, and now they see it at the break.
Yeah. And normally, seeing that you're the last 2 holding on the break, you get a little bit nervous, but with this kind of momentum, Germany are riding high. They're going to be feeling good going into the second half of this map. And UK know they're probably out of this one down by 450,000. I don't see how they come back here. There's just no combo, and Germany are going to get potentially a 3rd break point in a row, making it 5-0. And Dolan, we might be on our way to a clean sweep.
So far, it's looking good for the Germans. It's going to be 5-0, 3 break points for Germany. And the United Kingdom are now going to be pushed to the back foot here against the wall. To the end of their rope here, essentially. They will only have 1 more pick here to get a point on the board. Of Germany looking to close this out in style. WhiteCat into the ending will bring home the 1 million score for Germany on the 985k point differential. Look at this team score out of Germany, a 2.97.
And that's despite having Yary on the 300k B rank. They had nearly 3 FCs. An incredible performance. Germany are here to play, and they're looking to secure top 4 for the 7th year in a row. UK need to potentially think about using their timeout, need to collect themselves. I mean, I really thought that map, if any, would have been the one map that UK got a point on, but 1 million deficit, it's not going to cut it.
Things looking incredibly bleak now, and Germany have the next pick. A chance to put this at match point, and a chance to put this match to bed early. But we've seen the impossible happen. It is not over until it's over here in the OS World Cup. But you have to like how this has gone for Germany. I mean, they've just looked so good. Every single map, they've had at least 1 or 2 players consistently either FCing or near FCing, 1 missing. And the UK just haven't really been able to get into rhythm.
Yeah, and this is the showing you want to have, especially if you're going up against a team as good as Australia in the next match. Reminder, this is a loser's bracket match, so the loser will be eliminated and the winner will go on to face Australia for that top 3 spot. No Mod 4 is going to be the pick. This is an incredibly tricky slider tech map, has some brutal aim control patterns as well. And this is another one of those hardest maps in the pool. This is one of those maps that feels to me very much like a criller map.
Ooh. And there it is, a timeout called by the United Kingdom here as this No Mod 4 pick comes in. So that'll be an additional 2 minutes on the timer. And the United Kingdom are going to collect their thoughts here, collect their strategy. This is now the time to start strategizing for your potential final pick of the match, because they know they at least have 1 pick after this no matter what happens. So they're looking to consolidate and get something on the board here.
Yeah, I really like the use of the timeout here. You're down by 5, things have not been going well. You know, take a breath, take a couple minutes, get some water, reset the mental as much as you can, and hopefully come back fresh and ready to go. Unfortunately for the UK, they're up against Criller. one of the best tech players in the game. And on a map like this is the kind of map that Criller can absolutely pop off on, absolutely put up a solo carry performance. And I think they're going to need a big score from Bubbleman to match Criller here.
Absolutely, and I'm sure right now Bubbleman's doing more than just that. I'm sure right now it's about being a team leader here during this timeout and getting the morale up. Things haven't gone your way. You're down 5-0. But if you are going to come from behind and stay in this tournament, you have to put your nerves to bed here. If you're the UK, you got to realize you were the team that, even though it was really close in the pick'ems, still you were the underdogs. Just play like you've got nothing to lose here. And there we go. Additional 2 minutes on the timer. So the timeout now being burned. As you see, Germany have completely vacated the lobby.
Yeah, I mean, the timer doesn't start until the lobby timer ends, so it's effectively 4 minutes after the pick, and so Germany sensibly going to use that time to practice the map, whereas I think a UK, as you mentioned, Doland, they're going to take time to collect their nerves. Bubbleman is going to be having to talk with the team. He is an incredible captain. I'm sure he has some words for them of motivation to help calm them down, but Germany, they have been so dominant over the last 10, 11 years for a reason. Every year, they have such incredible scaling. You know, they might have a couple shaky performances in the earlier rounds, but when it comes to these finals pools, they step up year after year. They have those high skill cap players that can really push the limit of these maps, and they're doing it again right now.
Now we see the players starting to file back in. Tim Kackner, ZeitFrost, Criller for Germany, rudj, Bubbleman, and HAUNTE for the United Kingdom in the lobby right now. Well, chat, here we go.
Yep. I think the concern on this map for the UK is that we've largely seen better support out of Germany. And with this map being so difficult, this is, you know, the UK really going to have to rely on those supporting combos, and we just haven't seen them come together so far. ZeitFrost, Yary in the lobby. Interestingly, no WhiteCat on this map, a bit of surprise.
Our referee, Ethereum, checking the settings, and now dropping the start command. Here we go. Tim Kackner, ZeitFrost, Yary, and Criller for Germany against skihuahua, HAUNTE, rudj, and Bubbleman for the United Kingdom.
This map is not a long one, so we get very, very quickly into some of those brutal sliders. It's going to claim one combo on Germany already as ZeitFrost begins to fall, and I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more combos drop off in the next 10 to 20 seconds. HAUNTE is going to be the second to miss, but good recoveries on Germany from ZeitFrost and HAUNTE as well. skihuahua going to find the next miss, but this one is incredibly close. Accuracies looking surprisingly good for both teams. rudj finds the next miss, and yet again, it's just Bubbleman holding for the UK. ZeitFrost missed again, but had missed earlier, so
Yary goes down.
That's a big one.
But it's still 2 FCs to 1. Criller and Tim Kackner against Bubbleman. The United Kingdom on the back foot. And once again, Germany are pressing a lead here. 80k and growing. Nearing the halfway mark, will anybody get score capped? The United Kingdom's going to need to see at least one of these two combos fall if they want to get back into it.
As long as Bubbleman holds on to this combo, they still have a chance, but they need a miss from Criller, and that's not necessarily something you can count on a map like this. This ending, though, incredibly difficult. There goes rudj, and Yary misses traded. But Yary, Tim Kackner, FC down.
One FC down, but now they think the United Kingdom might realistically also need to see Criller go at some point. But now there's light at the end of the tunnel for the United Kingdom. They are starting to eat away at that score lead, but they're gonna need Criller to fall. There's just not enough time. It's not going down quick enough, iFlame.
No, I mean, even ZeitFrost would help, but Haunt really needed to hold. There goes skihuahua as well. It is only Bubbleman holding.
Yeah, now I have to see Criller go.
Though. Yeah, it's just not going to cut it. There goes Bubbleman.
Criller goes! But that's it. I think that may seal it here. The miss from Bubbleman seals their fate as the score gap increases to over 300k. That's going to do it. 6-0 Germany. Match point. The United Kingdom will need a reverse sweep or they are out of the OS World Cup.
And it's been the story this entire match, Stolen. Criller and Bubble absolutely popping off, matching each other's scores, and Germany, time and time again, just have the better support. Tim Kackner, 560,000, the UK support, all just above that 300k mark. And Germany, they're on match point. UK, one pick to go, but they are far, far from making a comeback here.
Man, Criller apparently FCing during the timeout.
That is unsurprising, considering how good Criller is on tech.
See, the timeout was a good thing.
It was.
Oh man, this is a tough one here for the United Kingdom. This is about as tough as it gets. No timeouts. Down 6-0. You need 7 in a row.
Look, if you're the UK, it's time to shake things up. Aim hasn't been working. Tapping hasn't worked. Let's see something completely unlike we've seen anything before. Pick, lag train, that super aim control heavy DT map. Go for something like the HD2. We haven't seen rating at all so far. You just need to change something, do something unusual. I don't think you can really just go back to the hidden one, the Hard Rock one, and expect to get a point based off of what we've seen so far.
I'd have to agree with you, honestly. I mean, I think Double Time 4 might be the best looking pick for them right now, if not HD2. But the problem with HD2 is, again, Germany have players. It is going to be Nomad 3. Interesting. I was about to say, this could potentially be another choice here.
It could be, but this is another alt map. Very heavy on the slider tech. And this one, another map that is incredibly tough tax. We have seen accuracy largely in favor of the UK, but ultimately it comes down to the combos, and the combos the UK have not been able to hold so far. And I'm not so sure about this one, but the UK, they have their scores on the team sheet. They know their scores better than we do, and so they feel that Nomad 3 is their best chance to start making a comeback.
It's now or never for the United Kingdom. Lystia checking in, their first map of the match. Man, what a tournament these two teams have had so far, iFlame. I mean, when you look at the runs these two teams have had throughout the tournament, they have played in some absolute matches, man.
Yeah, there have been some bangers for sure. UK, of course, going to tiebreaker last week against Canada, winning off an incredible tiebreaker performance from Bubbleman. Even some good matches that's earlier that same weekend, winning, I think it was 6-4 against Chile. But it could all come crashing down here on the Nomad 3. Germany, one map away from moving on to the top 4 and a match against Australia tomorrow.
Yeah, in quite a fashion that I don't believe anybody saw coming heading into this week. If they're able to close it out. But the United Kingdom have at least this last pick here, one last opportunity to say something about it and get a point on the board. As the rosters come in, it's going to be Criller, ZeitFrost, Fleh, and WhiteCat. Nope, ZeitFrost will check out. Tim Kackner will check in.
Yeah, Tim Kackner, I think, potentially a slightly higher skill cap, and does usually sub in for the alt map. I think Team Kackner, ZeitFrost, interchangeable on the alt maps depending on who's feeling better on the day. And this time around it is going to be Team Kackner, but so far, criller, WhiteCat have been playing incredibly well. We've seen good scores from Team Kackner as well, and that's been the key. It hasn't just been those two for Germany, right? The other supporting players have stepped up with some big supporting combos when they've needed them, and Lystia, HAUNTE, rudj, Bubbleman, one last chance to keep UK's hopes alive in this tournament.
Yep, it'll be an early drop here from Lystia, but the accuracy advantage will keep the United Kingdom ahead for now. Everyone looking good.
Yeah, it's again UK, just with the early accuracy lead, but here we go into the first ki section. This is where we're going to start to see big misses, and so far it has been UK defying those big misses. Looking better this time around. It's going to be Fleh with the first miss.
rudj will trade, but that should still be advantage UK because rudj has much better accuracy than Fleh.
Let's do a very nice recovery as well, but rudj does find another miss on the slow section.
That miss felt all too relatable to me for some reason. I don't know why.
It did. Thankfully that wasn't on one of your big combos. It's not the end of the world. Kind of just laugh it off and try and get some recovery into the second half of this map.
Yeah, thankfully it doesn't give too big of a combo advantage to Germany. They do have a combo advantage, but once we get into some of these bigger ki sections, that accuracy advantage should start to shine through. But that drop from Lystia is going to change things, as now Germany with superior combo is going to take this.
Yeah, you cannot afford to miss there on the slow section. It's just not going to be good enough. And now the score lead flips back over in an instant. It's 3 FCs to 2. HAUNTE and Bubbleman need to pull up an absolutely absurd performance in the ending. Germany needs to drop off, but they're looking so incredibly strong so far. Fleh has not found another miss either, and all of a sudden it's 100,000 points in the lead for Germany. UK's chances are quickly slipping away from them.
They're quickly slipping away, but there is still an opportunity here if some of these combos drop on Germany. The accuracy is much better on the side of the United Kingdom, but it's pure combo gaming, bringing home the W right now. We'll see if criller, Team Kackner, or WhiteCat find a drop. Even Fleh finding a miss would help things, given the discrepancy in AC. But iFlame is going to need to be... Oh, WhiteCat on the slider!
Yeah, it's a very tricky section coming up. They just need one more miss to bring this one back. Lystia does drop. That was a smaller combo. It has to be Team Kackner or criller. The UK desperately needs to hold every single one of these combos. A single miss with all the end. There goes Team Kackner. Can they bring it back? There should be time, Dolan. Criller as well.
Germany fall apart in the dying straits for the win. Can the UK bring it home? They flip it back. Can they hold it? They will. Sweep denied.
What a map that was. Germany looking to go from swept to sweep, but UK will deny them and at least put a point on the board. Germany, though, with the next pick, they have 6 more chances to close this one out.
Poor Team Kackner. Poor Team Kackner. Hey man, you just, it feels so good to see something go the UK's way. You just feel bad.
It does.
Because so many maps in this match had they played such a beautiful game and then just been on the unlucky side of a couple bad misses. But Germany was that close to taking it with just combo game.
Yeah, they just needed a single one of those FCs to hold on. 30, 40 combo longer, and they had it, but the match will be extended. The UK continue some hope, but now they have to find a break point of their own, something they've not been able to do so far in this match.
Yeah, well, now they can finally breathe a sigh of relief that they got one on the board. But now they face the reality of Germany's next pick. And there's no mods. We have Hidden 1, Hidden 2, Hard Rock 1, Hard Rock 2, DT1, DT4, Free Mod 1 and Free Mod 3. The only maps remaining.
Yeah, and a lot of picks left that I quite like for Germany. Free Mod 1, Hidden 1, Hard Rock 1, Hard Rock 2 even, which is going to be the pick. Seem quite solid for them. Now, I will say this is, of the 4 picks that I mentioned, this is the one I would be most hesitant to pick. UK had the second best Hard Rock 2 score last week, only second to the United States. They put up 3 million off of a full combo from Bubbleman, but really good scores last week from Mahmood and rudj as well. So we'll see if they can perform again on this week's Hard Rock 2. This one is very much a flow aim precision map. There is some tough spacing and some tricky aim. The patterns themselves are relatively comfortable, but when the circles are that small, doesn't matter how comfortable the patterns are, it is not that hard to miss.
Prayer of the Midnight Maiden. We'll see if she's praying for Germany or the United Kingdom, folks.
Yeah, certainly.
Fleh and HAUNTE designated timer watchers here as the rest of the lobby, oh, they've gone off to practice.
Yeah, certainly feels like the UK need a prayer too at this point in the match.
Yep, definitely back foot here for the United Kingdom against the wall. But they've gotten one on the board. And the only thing you can do if you're the United Kingdom is handle it one pick at a time.
I don't think this can be like the previous map though, Dolan. This is another one of those maps with an absolutely brutal ending. The last, I'd say, third of the map is so tough to hold any sort of combo through. So if the UK fall behind early, yet again, it's going to be so much tougher to find that same comeback, so much tougher to hold on to those combos into the ending. And so they cannot afford to find the early misses that time around. We need to see big combos early on, and we need to see them stay strong for the entire first half of the map.
Here we go, round number 8. It'll be Criller, ZeitFrost, WhiteCat, Tim Kackner against rudj, HAUNTE, Akolibed, and Bubbleman.
Both teams actually leaving out one of their typical Hard Rock players. No Fleh for Germany, no Mahmood for the UK. So both teams switching up, but that's a miss early from Bubbleman. Not the player you want to see missing. That's the player you really need to put up a big combo. They do have 3 combos holding strong. Bubble with another miss, but traded back by ZeitFrost is going to even things out. It is Germany, though, off to a very slight advantage in the start of the map. Only gets harder as it goes on. WhiteCat, Tim Kackner, both finding misses. That's going to be pretty consequential, as then we now have 3 big combos to 1 on the side of Germany.
Yeah, rudj actually will go down, but did find a very early miss as well, so that wasn't an FC. Tim Kackner will trade it back. It is Criller against Akolibed and HAUNTE here. ZeitFrost is putting up a supporting combo, and HAUNTE goes down.
Akolibed now up against Criller with the support from ZeitFrost, and you can almost never bet against Criller in this kind of a 1v1, but it is Criller who finds the miss, and Akolibed has the chance to keep UK in this one for yet another match, bring them to a break point, but Dolan, half the map to go.
He bleeds.
Yeah, but the second half of this map is brutal. Can the UK hold on to their 100,000 point lead, or will Germany storm back into a victory?
Right at the halfway mark for Criller 2. That is absolutely going to be consequential here. Going to get score capped at around, well, 650, maybe 700 potential if he's able to FC the rest of the way through. The United Kingdom now growing a score advantage here into the last third of the map, but Akolibed goes down. That was their biggest combo dropping.
Yeah,
everyone misses except for Bubbleman and rudj. They go down. Full combo reset favors the United Kingdom. That 160k advantage is going to park dead center, iPlane.
But have the UK done enough? 150,000, there's no combo on either side. I don't know that Germany have the combo to come back unless we see chain misses all over the place from UK. It's going back, Dolan.
It's going back.
Is looking dicey, but it's a three-way miss from Germany. It's going to stop the bleeding, and UK hold on to their lead. A couple misses on the ending, but the UK make it 2 in a row, and are we seeing the start of a comeback?
We may be seeing something here. Chain missing at the end is, man, not good for our heart rates here, chat, but the United Kingdom able to snatch another one, 2 in a row. And we're going to be seeing a round 9 here. It's 6-2.
We go again, Germany. The timer ticking down. They now have 5 more attempts at the victory. And yes, it is a lot of attempts, but you got to find one eventually. And now it's UK to pick. If they can find the correct pick here, they could
that
have
was a big pick for the UK. That was a big point for them. Big point in a way that we saw Bubbleman struggle a little bit on that map, but the rest of the team really stepped up there. And that was something we really hadn't been seeing that much in the full match, was a full team effort from the United Kingdom. They look as if they may be starting to find some form, and they're going to fire free mod 3 at the Germans.
Yeah, this is going to be another consistency test, but anti-mod consistency this time around, and it's a little bit trickier than your usual anti-mod. CS6 with no mod AR 7.5 as well, so it's going to be incredibly difficult for either of the modded players, and I think on this map especially, you need to put your key players, Bubbleman and Criller, on the no mod and let them carry if they can. Even then though, I'm curious to see if we're going to see any overmods into Hard Rock, just because the AR 7.5 can be tough on the no mod as well, right? But the circles are just so small with Hard Rock that I'm not sure it's worth the risk.
All right, we'll see how the mods stack up here on this free mod 3 as we await some players. The UK seem ready. Lystia, HAUNTE, Bubbleman, who will no doubt slide over one more to the right.
Scatso, and I suspect actually any 3 of these players could realistically take the hidden. We're probably might just be seeing Bubbleman on the Hard Rock, which we've not seen too often from the UK, but none of Lystia, Scatso, or HAUNTE typically take the Hard Rock. They're more so frequently in for those hiddens, those low AR reading maps, and I don't know about the Hard Rock on Bubbleman, but they may feel like it's their only option here. Meanwhile, Yary should be able to take the hidden for Germany. I think they can throw Team Kackner on the Hard Rock, and that's going to allow Criller and WhiteCat to have an easier time on the no mod.
And the referee having to give Germany a warning there. Apparently they did not make the timer.
Yeah, first warning. That would be a devastating way to lose a map by having only 3 players in.
That would not be good.
Because I believe after the first warning, if you don't make the timer, it's getting started and you play through the map.
Oh, I see why Bubble did not move over.
Yeah.
We're going with the Skia hidden Hard Rock here. Lystia hidden for the UK. Tim Kackner will take Hard Rock and Yary will take hidden. Perhaps Bubbleman lending Skia the slot buff.
I have to say, I like the hidden Hard Rock a lot, just to allow those other players to take the no mod, but we've seen quite a few misses, and unfortunately, most of those have been from the UK. It's already 3 FCs to 1, but we're going to see a lot more misses, and the question is, how long can Bubbleman hold on to this combo? From what we've seen so far in this match, quite a while.
So far, it's a ever so slight advantage for Germany, as opening misses were found by both Skia and Yary.
Very much a consistency test. Here comes the next tricky aim section, but so far everybody holding strong. There goes Lystia, had found an earlier miss, but United Kingdom cannot afford to drop these supporting combos. Kim,
WhiteCat,
Kackner, WhiteCat, the Bubbleman.
And Skia as well, dropping again. It's only Criller here against HAUNTE. Yary has a decent supporting combo as well as WhiteCat finds yet another miss.
It's just HAUNTE now trying to fend off Yary and Criller. Yary does find the miss, that's a big one, but still has to fend off Criller. And once again, Criller being matched by 1, and it's coming down to the supporting combos.
Wait a minute, it's coming back?
Slowly with the recovery from Bubbleman, as we do see continued chain misses from everybody but HAUNTE. That is
UK
disaster.
could not have that. Absolutely disastrous here, and it's now just Criller on the SS at the break, halfway through. We'll see it. We'll know it. Yary will drop. But that is not the combo that matters here.
And Dolan, there is a lot of time left in this map. Criller does have an impressive accuracy, but all it takes is a single miss. This one is far from over the map. It's not easy. The nerves are going to be picking up for Criller.
Yeah, and Kriller's going to need some support here, because as these supporting combos start to build, all of his teammates just reset their combos. Skia trades, but the UK are building some supporting combo, and they have flipped that score, and Criller misses! Ladies and gentlemen, Bubbleman and HAUNTE. Bubble will drop, but now a 60k advantage for the United Kingdom. Make that 70 with a quarter of the map left. They're trying to bring this one home, iFlame.
It is all on HAUNTE now. HAUNTE has a chance to bring it home, as you said. Bring this one to 7-3. That would be massive momentum for the UK, but they're not out of the woods just yet. There is still a decent bit of map to go, and there's some recovery combo on Germany.
Right, but even if HAUNTE were to drop right now, the recovery combo is not big enough on Germany to do anything. I think the United Kingdom have done enough here to get a 3rd point.
And yeah, especially with that miss from Yary, I think they have. And Doland, could we be witnessing the start of a reverse sweep?
We're witnessing the start of something. You just knew the UK weren't going to go down without a fight. And when they've been pushed to their very last point, they have rattled off 3 in a row here. And we will see round number 10, iFlame.
Yep. And as we hit round number 10, the timer continues to tick down for Germany. From 6 chances to close out this match, down to 4, and it's the UK who've been capitalizing on all of them. Of course, Germany have the next pick, but the pick is starting to matter less and less this far into the map. Neither team have picks that they're clearly advantage on. It just comes down to who can perform on the map, comes down who has the confidence, who has the consistency, and at the start of the match, it was Germany, but UK very quickly turning this one around.
Oh, man. Yary's done it now.
Oh, boy. I was going to pretend I didn't see that.
That is a German word meaning brother. That is a greeting.
Yeah. Better clarify there.
It's too late. I look over at chat. It's too late. It's too late. Anyway, now the pick to Germany. And they do have a timeout. They will not use it. They're going to go right into free mod 1.
I do like the pick a lot from Germany. This is kind of your consistency aim free mod pick, and generally Germany have looked solid on the free mods. We've seen Tim Kackner taking the Hard Rock, okinamo usually on the hiddens. We'll see if okinamo is back in for a map like this, or whether we'll see Yary again.
Yep, and well, we know the referee is watching this timer very closely now. Ethereum got a job to do, unfortunately. Referee's got to work a bit harder.
Yeah, the Germany certainly have to be careful. They've got Yary watching that timer. I give proper notice this time around as the UK slot in a Kali bed. I do expect Skihuahua to come in to take the hidden for the UK, and with okinamo coming in for Germany, it does mean they won't need Yary in for this one, so once the rest of the German roster comes in, Yary very likely going to sub out.
Yep, gotta have a designated timer watcher in the lobby at all times. And thankfully for Germany, though, they still have a timeout, so if they feel like they're going to be pushed to the brink of a timer, they can just call a timeout and get that 2-minute extension. The United Kingdom no longer have that luxury. Both teams only get 1 per match.
So far, expected rosters for both teams, Lystia and for the UK. So likely to actually be Lystia on the hidden instead. Curious who we're going to see on the Hard Rock.
Here we go. Criller, Okinamo, Tim Kackner, and WhiteCat for Germany. Against 9 Mice, Kolibed, Skihuahua, Lystia, and Bubbleman for the United Kingdom. The mods, hidden goes to Okinamo and Lystia, no surprises there. Hard Rock will go to Tim Kackner and Skihuahua, who will also take hidden.
This is our longest map in the pool, so there's going to be plenty of time to build up those combos, plenty of time for misses, and plenty of time for the nerves to set in as UK know they're on the edge, know they cannot afford any more mistakes at this point.
Right, but they at least have momentum on their side now that they've averted disaster and at least have been able to get 3 points on the board here. They've certainly had to put some pressure back on Germany as a Kolibed has found a couple of misses here through this opening section. That's the only thing to report. Ooh, Skihuahua going down, traded by Tim Kackner.
Early enough, though, that it should be okay for the UK as long as they can find their recovery. It's an incredibly long map, and so missing this early on is going to be mostly inconsequential. The key being, as long as they can recover their combos. If we see continued misses, it's going to start to get pretty dicey, especially with Germany looking pretty solid so far, as only the Hard Rock player for them to find a miss so far, and it's only Lystia and Bubbleman holding it for the UK.
Yeah, but the accuracies are better on the side of the United Kingdom, and that is keeping Germany from running away with it. Aside from Kolibed and Skihuahua now, who finds yet another miss here. Germans slowly building that advantage. It's now at 60,000, a quarter of the map gone.
Yeah, so with another missed Hard Rock, definitely the toughest mod to take on this map, so you do expect your Hard Rock player to struggle a little bit, but Tim Kackner outpacing Skihuahua. A big miss from Okinamo is going to even things out and is going to give UK a window back into this one.
And they really needed something from Germany there. Skihuahua will trade with Okinamo, and it's now Criller and WhiteCat against Bubbleman Lystia, and that is actually going to favor the UK with that hidden buff from Lystia. But these supporting combos from Germany are really good, especially out of Tim Kackner. Lystia drops, and now things are looking pretty bleak for the United Kingdom. Halfway through, they're going to need to see something.
And halfway through this free mod one, it is all on Bubbleman. The veteran was a shining star for them last week, came through when they needed it, but is out of their hands now. They need misses from Germany if they want a chance here, and the score lead is quickly growing. 100,000, 200,000, and UK needs those misses soon.
Yeah, and they need to realistically see at least 2 out of those 3 big German combos fall if they want a shot back into this one. But Germany not looking to give them any such chance. Tim Kackner will go, traded by Lystia and Skihuahua. Criller goes. Wait a minute. Okinamo goes. It's just WhiteCat. 200,000 points. If the miss comes out soon from WhiteCat, there might be a chance. But that miss needs to happen sooner rather than later, iFlame. And oh, there it is in the jump section. WhiteCat does a 500 frames bubble.
There's still a lot of time left in the map, though. UK have the better supporting combo with Zicoli on the 500. There's pretty much no combo anywhere else in the lobby, and they do have time to bring this one back if we see more misses coming out of Germany, but Akoli has to FC the rest of the map. A single miss from Akoli will spell the end for the UK, almost certainly.
And they're going to need to see multiple misses out of Germany as well. If Germany hold their combos, it's all for naught. It's 190,000. We are running out of time for the United Kingdom. It is still narrowing.
We've seen this before.
Okinamo's miss. Every miss here from Germany helps the United Kingdom. Oh, double misses traded. Thankfully, Akoli still holds. There goes Tim Kackner. There's no combo for Germany. Criller being negated by Bubbleman. 150k. They're running out of time. And I think the gap I flamed, it just might have been a little too large for them to run back. And Germany looks as if they're going to hold on and finally put this one to bed and finally get a win over the United Kingdom. But the gap is 100k and shrinking. It's not enough. And Germany will put down the United Kingdom, who gave us a valiant effort at a reverse sweep, but will fall short 7-3. Germany, your European champions, and now in the top 4.
Yeah, 11 years in a row in the top 6. This will make it 7 years in a row placing top 4 for Germany. This roster is not to be messed with in the finals, Dolan. They cannot be stopped, and despite UK putting up a good fight into the ending, it will be the Germans who face off against Australia for that top 3 spot.
Credit the United Kingdom with a brilliant effort in this year's World Cup and a brilliant effort in this match. It was coming back. You know, they had about 30 more seconds. They had that point. Maybe even less than that at the rate at which it was coming back. But unfortunately, iFlame, Germany just bit off too big of a lead for them to chew. And that means Germany are advancing to the top 4 and will get to play against Australia for a medal.